Hi friends, thanks for joining me for another story time today. I'm so excited to read Ferdinand by Munro Leaf, and the story is illustrated by Robert Lawson, and it's a beautiful story. It talks about a bull and what he likes to do, and was he like the other bulls? What did the other bulls do? And why did he not like to do, or what did he like to do when other bulls did something else? We'll find all about this in the story, so let's start reading. The Story of Ferdinand. Once upon a time in Spain, you see what the picture shows up here. Some houses, some bulls and cows playing. It's a beautiful city. This is where Ferdinand lived. There was a little bull and his name was Ferdinand. There is our little friend. What's he doing? Yes, he's looking at a flower and a butterfly. All other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. You see all his friends, what they like to do? Let's find out if Ferdinand likes to do the same thing. But not Ferdinand. What is he doing? Looks like he's walking towards somewhere. Let's find out where he is going. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. There is Ferdinand, in the midst of all the beautiful flowers. He's just sitting there quietly under that tree. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. You see, he's going towards this tree, and this is cork tree. Okay, so he's walking towards it. That's where he is going. It was his favorite tree. He would sit in its shade all day and smell flowers. Right there. What else he's doing? He's watching his friends. Right there is Ferdinand. That's the big tree. Remember, he's very young now. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. This is the mommy, and this is our Ferdinand right there under the tree. Mom sometimes worried that because Ferdinand is all by himself, that he is going to be all alone. So she was worried. So let's see what happens next. So mom is telling Ferdinand, why don't you run and play with other little bulls and skip and butt your head? She would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers. Right there, there's the mommy, and this is Ferdinand. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. Of course, mommy understood, Ferdinand is not lonesome. He's just enjoying. He likes to be by himself up there and enjoy the beauty of, shade and flowers and the nature. So mommy said, he's okay. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. Did you guys see how big he got? Yeah, and these are, see, he measured when he was first 1 week, 3 months, a year, 2 years. Oh, Ferdinand is right there. Yeah, he's measuring his height. He's right there. Now he's big and strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfight in Madrid. So, Madrid is a place where they wanted to go for a fight, all the stronger bulls. So, they were practicing, how to do this. So, looks like there's a match. This is what they wanted to do. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. Did you see Ferdinand? Yeah, the other bulls, they wanted to get ready for the match, fight match, but Ferdinand up here, he didn't like to do that. He just was still interested in sitting under the tree and smelling the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, and roughest bull to fight in the bullfight in Madrid. So did you see all their hats? They've got mustache, some don't. They're funny hats. There were 5 of them. They were looking for this perfect bull who could fight in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping, jumping. So the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and picked them. So see, all the bulls are fighting and while these men are watching. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him and he didn't care. So he went out his favorite cork tree and sit down. There goes Ferdinand. He doesn't want to be picked, or he knew he just didn't want to be in the fight, okay? And he knew that those men wouldn't choose him. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Yes, he did sit on a bumblebee. There we go. What do you think will happen if a big bull sits on a bumblebee? What do you think bumblebee do? We will find out. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? Would you sting him? And that is just what this bee did to Ferdinand. He looks very terrified here. Look at his face. He got stung. Maybe he's in so much pain. Wow, it did hurt. Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting and butting and pawing and the ground as he were crazy. Look at that. He really got hurt. Yeah. Remember these men? They are still out there. Ooh, they watched him doing all this stunt. The 5 men saw him and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest, fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfight in Madrid. That's what they thought. So they took him away for the bullfight one day in a cart. Did you see? They're all going, and there is Ferdinand. He's going to Madrid. There's Ferdinand, and they're taking him in a cart. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing. All the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. You see all the ladies, they had flowers in their hair. There are a lot many up here. They had a parade into the bull ring. Parade, okay. The first came the banderillos with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and to make him mad. Oh boy. Did you see that these men, they're all carrying some sharp things with the ribbons on them? They are to poke the bull, so they get really mad. Oh, poor Ferdinand. Next came the picadors who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him madder. Oh, did you friends see this? This long spear? Yeah, this is to get Ferdinand more madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Oh no. So he had a sword that this man is bringing. He thought he's very handsome, so he bowed to all the ladies. Yes, matador, that's what they call him. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the banderillos were afraid of him, and the picadors were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. We're all scared of our Ferdinand. Look at them. Their face, yes. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horn around. Right there he is. So everybody in the arena started clapping and cheering for him because guess what they thought? They thought he is going to fight. What do you guys think? Is he going to fight? But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw a flower in all the lovely ladies' hairs, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. So remember the ladies, they had flower on their head? Yes, so Ferdinand here, when he saw that, he loves flowers. So he just sat there quietly smelling all those flowers. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. All the banderillos were mad and picadors were madder, and Matador was so mad that he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and sword. So all these people were so mad at him because they were all trying to get him mad. But he was just sitting there and I don't want to fight. Just quietly sitting there. So they had to take Ferdinand home. So they did take Ferdinand home. See, he's in this cart and they're taking him home because guess what? He didn't want to fight. And for all I know, he was sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. There is our Ferdinand. He is very happy. The end. So, from the story, what did you learn from our friend Ferdinand? What I learned is it's okay to be different. We don't have to be like others. And it's okay to do what we want, we love doing. We don't have to change ourselves for others, we need to love ourselves no matter how different we are. So Ferdinand here, just because he saw other friends being, jumping and butting heads, he did not follow those. Although didn't mean that he was not strong. He was strong, but he didn't like to do those things. He just liked to do different things that not all the bulls love doing it. So we need to learn to love ourselves, accept how we are, and accept others as they are. Okay, so yeah, this was the moral of the story. I love the story. I hope you loved it, and it was so much fun reading it for you guys today. So hopefully we'll see you some other time. Enjoy the day.